Democrats are blaming Republicans for all this crime.
It's insane what KJP had to say, that the Republicans are responsible for this. Here's the press secretary.
There were 274 homicides here in the District of Columbia in 2023. That's the highest murder rate in more than 2 decades, since 1997. This is the president's home at least a few days a week. What can he do personally about reducing the level of crime that we're seeing here in the nation's capital?
So let me just be very clear. All violent crime, not just here, all violent crime anywhere is completely unacceptable. Congressional Republicans, they don't seem to feel that way. And I say this because the president has taken action. From the first piece of legislation that he signed into law, American Rescue Plan, only Democrats voted for that. Republicans didn't vote for that. There was billions of dollars in that plan to deal with crime, to make sure there were more law enforcement in communities, to make sure that communities are able to keep families and Americans safe.
That should have a laugh track with it, number one. Number two is that rescue package had some money for cops, but it didn't take the years of defund the police,
That's right.
the ones that's still out there. Number two is the Democrats have put these AGs that have allowed, these DAs that have allowed crime to run rampant, refuse to enforce it. The latest one is this Fonnie Willis that we're seeing that's happening here. We know what happened with the one that got thrown out over in San Francisco and the one that should have been tossed in Los Angeles. We see it in St. Louis as well, the beginning with the Ferguson investigation. Nobody watching this believes that Republicans are soft on crime. You cannot sell that to anybody, and it's the Democratic put the criminals first attitude that has forced cops to resign and has forced the prisons to empty and the streets to be unsafe.
Yeah, it's clear that they, as you said, wanted to defund the police, but it's also the DAs. It's the AGs and the liberal Soros-funded DAs that have allowed our streets to be taken over. And don't take my word for it. These are the people that I spoke with this entire week. Watch.
Most of the criminals here, the way our bail system is set up, it's a revolving door. Oftentimes it's juveniles who are being recruited by gangs, knowing that they can tell the youth, look, even if you get busted, you're out 3 days later and we'll make it worth your while.
I feel it needs to be stricter laws, starting with the juveniles, because a lot of times they are out here doing crimes, killing, stealing, and it's like slap on the wrist.
It just seems like politicians, they go back and forth, whether it's Democrat, whether it's Republican, or someone that doesn't want to align and they call themselves an independent. It just all seems like a game, and it doesn't seem like they're really serious about making a difference.
That's what Donald Trump even said when he came out of the courtroom yesterday. He said, first of all, they're trying to tie me up so I can't be out there campaigning. But he said, why are they focused on me? He said, look out there on the streets of New York City. Look at D.C., y'all. That's where the president lives. Last year had the highest murder rate in more than 20 years, 274 homicides in 2023.
Yeah, the larger point is you got Fannie Willis, who is concerned about the president. You got Alvin Bragg. You got Letitia James. All these DAs that have local issues with violent crime. And you never see them appear for those, but you see them definitely in the courtroom to go after Donald Trump. Remember that when it's election time.
Right. And remember who let these guys out originally after they had that beatdown on Saturday night, 2 Saturday nights ago. All these illegal immigrants were let out, and now they're trying to round them up when they got so embarrassed.